Really only one major update. I want to look at having or holding a town hall meeting in regards to code enforcement in the community. We're going to have the ability for code enforcement officers to begin ticketing. Ticketing is always the last thing that we want to do, and I think we need to go out there and let people know that's the very last thing that we ever want to do. We just really want compliance. Some of the thoughts that I've had over the years, and I've had discussions with the Beautification Advisory Board, is we really need to encourage neighborhoods to try to, neighborhood churches, neighborhood youth groups, whatever it may be, going into those neighborhoods that are surrounding their area and identifying areas where they can clean up, maybe clean yards out for an elderly or disabled citizen, or paint a house or trim trees, and then we would basically maybe give them a mini type of grant where maybe we'll pay for paint or paint brushes, or maybe we'll haul off the trash for them in a designated area. And just one of those things that we just want to try to encourage those local groups to basically step up and provide all the volunteer work to do it, rather than us just going out and ticketing in the property right away, because they know their neighborhood, they know who needs the help, they know who doesn't need the help, and if we can just avoid having to go that route, I'd much rather do that. And I just wanted to basically put that out there and let people know, and perhaps get some interest from those local nonprofits and local groups to basically take a role in this issue.
I think that's a good idea, because they come to us and want us to do something. I think it's a good idea to get neighborhoods to get involved with it, because I think that does more good than what we do up here. So, any comments?
What dates are you looking at, Nick?
I'm really kind of open right now. Let me pull up here. Probably the first part of October would probably be a good time.
We can decide that next meeting.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
go ahead and we'll set the date next meeting, but hopefully we can get some press and get some word of mouth out there to maybe gauge some interest. I know that Andrew does have a meeting with the citizen in regards to this idea already, and they showed some real excitement. I know the Beautification Advisory Board has shown a lot of excitement in this.
What meeting you got?
It's just with the
Sue Lancaster reached out to me when I called her about her application for the Planning Commission, and she's interested in being on the Beautification Board as well, but I wanted to kind of wait on that until we saw how this worked out. And so she set up a meeting with James Fry at the college to talk about probably the ACES program and the Boy Scouts, and I think it'll start there, and then we can kind of, I just want to get a sense for what they're thinking, and then we'll have more information. I'm meeting with them next Tuesday, so by the next meeting I'll have more info on that. But Sue's very gung-ho about it. I mean, I mentioned that this is what we were looking to do, and she just took the bull by the horns and ran with it. She started making calls, and she's taking charge, and that's what Nick and I wanted to see. Was we needed a citizen champion to really become the leader on this, because it can't be city driven, it can't be staff driven, and it really shouldn't even be Beautification Board driven based on kind of what their role is. So I was really encouraged by those conversations, and I'm optimistic about the meeting, and I think James Fry is a great person to kind of start that off, and like Nick said, we get some good press hopefully, because we've got no end of youth organizations and churches that have the means, have the people, but maybe they don't have the materials, and we can certainly help with that.
Something we've also talked about in the past, and I've had this conversation with Angels in the Attic. They were wanting to look at a program where individuals who come to them for need and assistance, potentially they could volunteer in doing some work, and if they're able-bodied, of course. And so
since I've been here, I've had multiple inquiries from people looking for volunteer service or civic service, whether it's because a court told them to do it, or that's something they're looking for a scholarship or for their resume. And we really don't have those outlets in the city. I mean, you would think we would, but we're just so busy focused on the core missions of what we're trying to accomplish. And I think this would be a great outlet for those kinds of things as well. So once we get it rolling, hopefully we'll have a good process. But I think the beautification board is excited about kind of overseeing it. You know, I think the grants, if we do those grants, that should go through them. They should be the ones evaluating the merits of those projects, and they're already doing some of that. The Lions Club right now is working on a project to try to potentially refurbish the lion statue at Paris Park, and so they're researching what that might cost. So they've been working with the board, and I think it's a good model going forward, rather than those full-blown adoption type things.
Something else we talked about is a mower loaner program, where basically we potentially get 20 mowers, whether they're donated, you know, they're in working order. And we could basically, where you could come, check them out, use them to mow your own property and bring them back to us and just continue that process just so people can mow. Because one of the biggest complaints we have is, oh, I don't have a lawnmower. Okay, well, if we give you a lawnmower to mow and you bring it back to us, you know, would that work? You know, a lot of them mowers are small enough they can fit in a trunk. So it's not something where they just have to be able to lift it up and put it in, which may be difficult for some people, but you know, that's one of those ideas that we've thrown around out there. But doing a big push before citywide cleanup, that was our big thing, I think is what it was. And when was citywide cleanup? Do you remember?
I don't know if they've nailed down a date. I think they were talking early October when Mike left, so.
Okay, so we may have to look and
between
adjust that
Lavstar and
citywide
Arcalala.
cleanup. But we want to basically have this meeting probably about 2 weeks before the citywide cleanup. So that way it really gets the attention brought, and maybe we can do a huge push for cleanup right before citywide cleanup, because we're going to be going by, you know, all these properties anyway. So we might as well, if we can get the volunteer groups to donate a weekend or two, then you know, we can get a lot of work done in a very short amount of time, and it'll be done before Arcalala, which is even better.
All right. Anything else from you, Nick?
Let's see. At the end of this month, I will be in Kansas City for International City Managers Association Conference, and that runs from the 24th through the 28th, and I'll be back on the 29th. 29th was this Thursday, so I'll be gone I'll be gone for the car show, basically, car show weekend. So hopefully it'll go smoothly.
All right.
Outside of that, it's just business as usual.
Anything from commissioners? What is the city doing about alleys?
Alleys are the homeowner's responsibility.
What about if a utility company comes in and doesn't fully repair?
They're responsible for repairing it and putting it as it is. And if there are areas that need to be or that are
Addressed?
identified and addressed, we'll get that list to them and tell them to get in here and get it fixed.
Okay, so you need any
But the
city
gas company has been a
pain?
pain to work with.
You talking about my alley?
One of them.
And so we have had issues with them because we have a couple open holes on Kansas Avenue that have been there
Yeah.
for months, probably 6 months or more on a couple of them holes. And we're trying to push them, and we're trying to get them to comply. They will eventually, but they are just slower than molasses.
So if any any citizen wants to contact city office
Yeah,
to
contact Public Works
Public
upstairs,
Works? Okay.
and they should be able to they'll get it identified, put on the list.
so other than that, it's the individual homeowner's responsible for keeping it clean and stuff, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Trimming trees, what have you.
Trimming
Trimming
trees,
trees.
so on and so forth.
Anything else?
Move we adjourn.
Second?
Yes.
It's been moved by Commissioner Tweedy and seconded by Commissioner Welch to adjourn. All in favor say aye.